When the curtain rises, we see Ra's al Ghul in the castle along with his secretary. He throws the glass of wine in frustration and says that he should not ally with the madman. The madman has kidnapped a boy named Jason. He inquires about their location. The secretary tells him that they are in Sarajevo. Then he asks about the detective. The secretary says that he is on his way but he might not get there on time. In the meantime, the Joker is beating the boy with a crowbar in the desolate crime alley in snow-capped Sarajevo. He asks him to choose either forehand or backhand. The boy groans and refuses to tell. He cracks his ankle and smashes his face. The boy smiles and spits on his face. The Joker throws him back angrily. Then he leaves the place saying that he has enjoyed beating him. He further asks him to say hello to the big man. He goes out locking the door. After a while, the boy gets up and tries to walk toward the door but trembles and falls. Then he drags his body to the door. He turns the door handle but it does not open as the door is locked from the outside. He sits by the door. Suddenly, he hears a ticking sound. He follows the sound and sees a time bomb with only 8 seconds left to explode. On the other hand, Batman accelerates his bike to the full and rides it to the desolate crime alley. As soon as he reaches there, the bomb explodes the place. There is fire all around. He gets into it, drags the boards aside. Then he pulls up the door and finds the boy there. He cries out his name Jason in a distressed voice. He carries him up in his arms. 5 years later in Gotham City, 8 drug dealers along with their guards gather in the secret meeting hall. They are sitting around the round table asking each other who arranges the meeting. One of them says to the other that the masked man has rolled over him. He furiously says that the masked man has whacked his important men. After a point, they all deny it to be their meeting. One of them, named Freddy, gets up to go. They hear a voice asking Freddy to sit down. They look up at the dark platform. They think it to be Batman. Red Hood appears and declares that it is his meeting. One of them shouts who the hell he is. Red Hood opens fire on them from his AK-47. They disperse to save themselves. Then he asks them to sit down. He scorns them and starts talking about his deal. He wants them to give him a 40% share in their drug deals and he will protect them from the masked man and Batman. He wants them to stay away from the kids and schoolyards. One of the drug dealers says that it is very generous of him, but why do they listen to him? Red Hood throws a bag down on the table instead of replying. The drug dealer opens it, then start vomiting due to the rotting smell of the heads that are in the bag. Red Hood chuckles and says that these are the heads of their lieutenants. Then he starts firing the bag. The drug dealers get down. The man further says that he is not asking them to kick on with him, rather he is telling them. The drug dealers accept his demand. 3 men in the cargo van try to get away from Batman. They get into the industrial area, thinking that they have dodged him. Batman lands on the bonnet of the van. One of the men shoots the gun, but he gets aside. The shot results in the swaying of the van. The van tilts down and the package falls. Batman cuffs them with the van edge. The package beeps and opens. A huge monster-like creature comes out of it. The men get terrified to see it. Batman tells them that the creature is called Amazo. He runs toward it to fight it down. Amazo punches him back toward the containers. Nightwing, the sidekick of Batman, appears. He offers to help but Batman refuses and runs to Amazo again to eliminate it. After a while, Nightwing joins him too. They eliminate it. Then they get back to the 3 men. Batman asks for whom they work. One of them says that it is their gig and they do not work for anyone. Batman signals the Nightwing to throw the body of Amazo on them to smash them. They get terrified and one of them says that they work for the Red Hood. A sniper shoots the men. Batman and Nightwing get behind the containers. Batman sees a man with a sniper on a far-off building with the help of binoculars. He chases him through the city to a chemical industry. The man gets into the building. While looking at the fiery chemical, he goes back in time to when he could not save a man from falling into the chemical. The shadow of the past disappears. The Red Hood appears on the above platform and taunts him for his failure in the past. Then he shoots the car, which results in an explosion in the factory. The Red Hood dodges him and disappears. Batman and Nightwing are looking at the picture shots of that man on the digital screen. Nightwing says that the man looks like the Red Hood. Batman pushes the buttons and pictures of many criminals who were caught up in the past appear on the screen. He says that many criminals have utilized the Red Hood persona. Nightwing says that the real Red Hood is locked up. Batman says that crimes are down in the city. Alfred, the attendant, comes in with the tea, saying that crimes must be down as Bruce has gotten only a few hours of sleep in the last 3 days. He says Nightwing takes his cup and mixes the sugar. He turns back saying that they should visit him. Batman is in the car already. He gets frustrated and puts his cup back. He gets in the car saying that it does not take long to say get into the car. The car rides off. In Arkham Asylum, Batman and Nightwing are meeting the Joker in his cell. Joker is all chained up. He gives compliments to both of them, then bursts into maniac laughter. Batman shows him the picture they have got of that red-faced man, who claims to be the Red Hood. He asks him to tell them what he knows about him. Joker looks at the picture, then after a pause, he says that the man lacks class. He adds that if he would be that man, he would have made sure to flaunt his achievements. Batman lifts him by the wall, then throws him and goes out. The Joker starts laughing. The agent of Black Mask takes the new boy to the office. He asks him not to be nervous after looking at Black Mask's face. He opens the door. Black Mask is angry at the loss of Amazo, his android invention. He walks around the room, screaming who blows the head of Amazo. He further says that Amazo would have been his rising invention, but now he has to stay in the garbage of Gotham City as he cannot get even its scraps to sell. He then gets back to the chair listening to the next shipment plans and schedules. His secretary starts telling him. Batman listens to his next plans as he has been tracing him. Red Hood also hears the plan. A helicopter with the shipment lands on the building's top. A man with a hood covering his face gets in. The pilots ask him to leave, but he points the guns toward them. Take out the hood. He throws them out of the helicopter and starts taking off. Nightwing attaches the rope to the helicopter to stop it from flying off. Red Hood flies it down, which loosens up the rope. When the helicopter gets near the ground, Batman holds it in the air. Red Hood has jumped from it already. Batman and Nightwing chase him, but he gets successful in dodging them again. Batman is sitting on his chair before the screen, watching Red Hood running. Alfred is doing the bandage of Nightwing. Nightwing keeps on belaboring the point that the boy gets some real moves. He further says that the way he cuts Batman's line before it taut cannot be done without training. Batman says that not many knives can cut his line. Then he asks Alfred to take Nightwing for rest. Nightwing tells him to call him when he needs him and goes out with Alfred. Batman gets back to the screen. At one point he hears the Red Hood calling his name Bruce. He gets astonished. He gets up and goes toward a glass shield with a red costume with the letter R engraved on it and a black eye mask within it. His mind travels back in time. The scene flashbacks to Batman training little Ronin. He takes him on a mission to save the museum from thieves. Riddler jumps into the museum and fights the thieves. While he is in the air, one of them throws a rope to strangle his leg, but he dives into the air and cuts the rope. They both defeat the thieves. In the next expedition, Robin is now a grown-up boy. He rages toward the drug dealers. He eliminates them all, then another man gets in to shoot him. Robin gets to him quickly and breaks his collarbone. Batman scolds him for putting the man in shock as they would have to talk to him for more information. Robin says that he has made a wrong move, then goes out saying that the man deserves it. Back in the present day, Black Mask is shouting at his employees for another crash of his shipment. He says that he wants the man to be eliminated. His secretary says that they will be cautious in the next transaction. He gets furious and asks them angrily that when the man gets there to ruin his business, he wants a whole lot of people to be there to finish him. Then he goes out. His employees take a deep breath in and out. Some armed men enter the bar of Tyler Bramford, one of the drug dealers. They eliminate all the bar workers and take the bar owner with them. Two of the armed men take him out of the car, dragging him. Tyler says that they are messing with a whole trade of drugs. He further says that he is protected by the Red Hood. The men laugh. One of them, holding a wine bottle, flares up the cork and says that he has a message for his boss. He takes his hand up in the air to throw the bottle at him. Red Hood comes in, shooting the bottle that is still in that man's hand. The fire catches the man. Red Hood lands on the top of the car and asks what the message is. The other man runs back. 4 green armored agents, who have been hired by Black Mask, get in to attack him. They give him a tough fight. While fighting, he says that they are working for money without knowing who he is. They say that he is their target. They put him on his knees and surround him. One of them waves the weapon in the air to attack. Suddenly, some knives get into that agent's arm. Batman comes in to save Red Hood. He attacks the agent. Red Hood gets up and asks why he took so long to come. He asks him to shut up and fight. They both fight the agents to the ground. Red Hood eliminates one of them. Batman scolds him for assassination. He replies that he is clearing up Gotham. Batman says that he is just stealing territory from Black Mask and eliminating everyone on the way. He replies that Black Mask is just part of the plan. Batman says that he is turning into a crime lord. He replies that he is just taking out the criminals because Batman's tactics to stop the crime do not work anymore. Batman asks him to just tell him what has happened to him so he can help. Red Hood says that it is too late to help as he had his chance, but now it is his showtime. He throws a smoke bomb and disappears. Batman sees a sword with Red Hood's blood on it. He takes it with him. In his room, he starts testing the DNA found on the sword. Then he starts checking if it matches the DNA of Jason Todd, his little Robin. The DNA matches. Tray from Alfred's hands falls as he looks at the screen. Batman turns to look at Alfred, then looks at the screen. In Black Mask's office, he is shouting at his workers saying that Red Hood has stolen his guns. The secretary says that he has not stolen but destroyed them along with the driver. She says that Red Hood is eliminating the competition. Now he is coming to finish him. Black Mask gets furious and beats his workers. He says that Red Hood is different from Batman. He goes to the glass window and says that Red Hood is even wild. Suddenly he feels a laser light on his neck and then on his head. He looks up at the roof of the building across the road. Red Hood waves his hand. He sees a missile in his hand. He runs out of the office. Red Hood shoots the missile. It has eliminated everyone except the Black Mask and his secretary. She asks him if he is all right. He replies that he is not gone. Then he adds that he has to make negotiations with a psychotic to reshape the ground war. In the asylum, Black Mask's agents get in with the help of imposters. They get to the psychic madman. They take him out to Black Mask's office for a meeting. Meanwhile, Batman is digging up the grave of Jason Todd and Alfred is holding a flashlight. He gets down and opens the coffin. A latex body lies there. He gets furious and gets back in the house. He wears his costume and tells Alfred that he is going to the man who has done this. His car rides off in the air. In Black Mask's office, Joker is sitting with him with a table between them. He is eating chips. Black Mask asks the Joker to join hands with him as he needs him to end the Red Hood. Joker asks for water. One agent hands him the glass of water. He smashes the glass on the table and pokes it in that agent's throat. Then he takes his gun and eliminates all the agents. Then he asks Black Mask to arrange something for him to wear, a very big truck and some guys. Then he laughs maniacally. Batman gets into the castle of Ra's al Ghul. He eliminates the guards on the way and goes to him. Batman puts his face to the ground and asks what he did to Jason. He says that he is ready to tell him the truth. He says that he had a full hold on the business world until Batman started bothering him. Then he hired the Joker to distract Batman, so he could make his good or bad deals successful. But one day, the Joker kidnaps Jason and eliminates him. His elimination brought a pang of guilt in him. He adds that he had taken a bath in the rejuvenating water of Lazarus Pit, as the water can give eternal life to the living and life to the dead. So he would have eternal life and maybe eternal guilt. So he made a plan to redeem Jason's life. He replaced the body, then took his body to Lazarus Pit. He redeemed but turned into a different person. He got out of the pit, then ran up to the top of the castle and jumped into the ditch. He further says that his army searched for him for 6 months, then he thought that he might be deceased again. He asks Batman about the disasters in the city, that it must be Jason in his new persona. He turns back but Batman is already gone. Alfred connects with Batman through the screen. Batman is on his ride. Alfred asks him not to be dejected as it is not his fault. Batman keeps on stressing the point as he has trained Jason, so his life and death are his faults. Alfred hears a media feed that something is going wrong on Gotham Bay Bridge. He asks Batman to connect to the media feed now. On the Gotham Bay Bridge, Joker is standing on top of the truck and laughing maniacally. Police have surrounded him from the road and in the air too. A spotlight falls on him. He bows down as if receiving applause. Then he sits down on the truck and starts putting in the oil through the grill. Black Mask along with his men are lying on the surface of the truck, all tied up. Joker takes out the lighter and starts lighting up the flame to burn them all alive. He gets distracted by hearing about someone standing on top of the bridge. He looks up and says, "Here comes the Hood." He asks him if he prefers Red with his name. He adds that he is the reason he gets out of the asylum, so the show is for him. Red Hood replies that he has the plan to get him out because only Black Mask could do that, so he uses him for this reunion. Joker is still trying to light up the flame. He says what he means by the reunion. Did they meet each other before? Red Hood replies that they have met before. Joker lights up the flame and throws it in the truck, saying that they will have a reunion with this show. The lighter does not get on the oil, rather it falls on the man and fires up his coat. Suddenly, Batman rides up there and throws snow in the truck, which results in blowing out the fire. Then he hooks up Joker and rides off. While riding off, Red Hood jumps along Batman's line. He cuts it, which results in the falling of Joker and Red Hood into the water. Red Hood holds him along and starts swimming. Batman receives a message from Red Hood that he has gotten the Joker. He asks him to meet him in the crime alley if he wants him. In the crime alley, Red Hood throws the Joker into the dark room. He is tied up. The Joker laughs and asks him which game to play first, truth or dare. Then chooses the dare. Red Hood drops the bag, opens it up, and takes out the crowbar. The Joker gets astonished to see the crowbar. He slowly says that he is choosing the truth now. Red Hood starts beating him with the crowbar. In the alley, Batman appears. Red Hood comes there too. They start fighting. They get on the rooftop. Bruce takes off his mask, and so does Red Hood. Bruce stops fighting after seeing his face. He says that he wants to help him and does not want to hurt him. Jason attacks him again. Bruce gets furious and they get into a room while fighting. Jason encounters him again, saying that he has forgiven him for not saving him. Then he opens the door and drags the Joker out. He asks Bruce why he has not taken his revenge. He further asks why on earth the Joker is still alive even after separating them. Bruce tries to convince him, but he does not listen and takes out the pistol. He throws one pistol toward Bruce and points the other at the Joker's head. He asks Bruce to shoot him if he wants to stop him from shooting the Joker. Bruce drops the pistol and turns back. Jason shoots at his back. He bends sideways and throws a blade into the pistol's cord, which results in firing back in Jason's hand. He loses control of the Joker. The Joker falls, then laughs maniacally and says that Batman has found a way to win over Red Hood. Jason activates the time bombs and sits back by the wall. Batman runs towards the bombs to deactivate them, but Joker holds him down to the ground to let the bombs blow. When there remain only 6 seconds, Batman punches Joker away. He tries to take Jason and jumps out of the building, but the bombs explode. After the explosion, he is lifting rocks to find Jason under but finds Joker instead. who is laughing maniacally. Ra's al Ghul is sitting and listening to the news. The newscaster reports that Black Mask got arrested and then released on bail of $1 million. She adds that Joker has been sent to asylum again. He turns off the TV. Batman gets ready for the next expedition. Alfred asks him if wants him to take Jason's costume off considering the recent incidents. Batman replies to let it be there as it doesn't change anything. Then he gets to his ride and goes off for the next mission.